one of those wonderful starts. I didn't care how I started, but you know what? It's Wednesday night. It's 10 o'clock. It's Speaking It Real. I am Frank, and here's Carlos. Who knows where we're going to end up today? I can tell you that we have already one listener on Instagram. So,
Really?
hey,
It's not us. Like it's not
and it's not
us.
us.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
us. So, hey, look, I don't know what's happened today. We got two on Instagram. Hey, you're on Instagram. You could come join us
Hello,
on
Instagram.
Facebook and on YouTube, where we'll be able to post all your comments and then go just live into our chat. But but dude, it's Wednesday. We've had what, a couple weeks off. One thing or another.
Yeah. Yeah, you went to the beautiful
Dump,
and
dump.
the
I
scenic
was at the
the
beautiful.
scenic the scenic beautiful vacation known
No, I
as
wish I was in.
known
I
as
was at the New
Newark.
Jersey dump. All right, I call it the Newark, New Jersey dump.
Known as Newark, New Jersey.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
a paradise, man. It's the perfect getaway.
No, man. I think I'd rather, dude.
Listen,
I
man,
would
it
have
looks like
rather
you had
stay
a good
home.
time out there, though.
I had a horrible time out there. I hated it.
Oh man, well then you're a great liar on your photos because you look like you were doing all right out there.
That was just one day. That was
Oh,
one day.
one day.
One day of being in the dump where I was able to go out and about. All right. So
Well,
I kind of, you know,
so did you enjoyed exploring the toxic wild?
bro, honestly, no. I those that know me know that I've been on like a journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been on a changing journey of life
Right.
where I've, been going through some changes in character.
That's
Um,
right. Nicer emails and all. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, of course. Nicer emails, just trying to be an all around,
Better human being.
there you go, being
Uh,
better.
You
That
never
you said it.
you weren't that bad to begin with, but all right, I hear you.
No, no, but sometimes in life you gotta take a deep look in the mirror and look around. So,
Okay.
I catch myself at times
Mm,
saying, "Hey, what am I doing? Where am I going?" And stuff like that. And
man.
so when I was on my trip, I had a moment of where the old me came out.
Oh
Not
no.
completely, but like I caught myself in transition
Hmm.
where I just kind of I asked not the doorman but the concierge, I guess, right?
Right.
A question about parking a car at the hotel because at one point while being at the dump, I'm like, I gotta get a whole, I want to try to get a car and drive around. And they came back around and they're like, yeah, well, it's about $50 a day. And I was already in a bad mood. I almost lost my shit and be like, what the fuck? And I caught myself like, what? And I just literally I rolled my eyes and just walked away because I didn't want to give the guy a comment that.
Sounds like an adjustment on the fly. Nice.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah.
I came back, and I'm like, look, apologies if I came off wrong, but I've had a rough day. No excuses,
Mm.
but I'm just not in a good mood, and I'm glad I didn't really come off on you that so hard. But I apologize if I did, and I just went
Wow.
about my day.
That's some big boy stuff right there.
No, no,
Nice.
hey man, of course you have to. Life is changing, or it's ever changing, right?
Well, it's funny, man. I think people in our generation, the experience we're having in this world is a pretty dramatic one because I think that since we were kids up until now, technology's always been a technology's always what you call it. It's always advancing and rapidly
Mhm.
advancing. but I feel that in the time span that we've been alive, it has exploded to the point where the experience we were having as kids and now is like so drastically different. So, like, if you were born in, like, let's say 1900, by 1950, sure, there were changes, but, maybe outside of the car and some things around the house, it wasn't that drastically different, I don't think. But we have gone through, like, man, from like analog and stuff to digital, wired to wireless, Bluetooth. It's crazy. The world is definitely speeding up. And maybe now also we're at that point where we're just beginning to slow the hell down.
Dude, I think it's also age.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think we're at the point in age-wise where we're just like, we gotta slow it down, relax.
The world
Not,
doesn't agree with that though.
yeah, you know,
Mm-mm. It
it's
just keeps
just kind of,
going.
yeah, but I think if we sit there and we just relax a little bit,
Okay.
see how things go, and things do get a little better here and there.
I mean, sure, that can happen. Things are better, but I still say that it's just it's insane the drastic difference between the 90s and the 80s. It's like it's kind of bonkers. I mean, look at
Well,
us.
I mean,
Right now,
I
we're
think,
on this show. We're on the show with, we're literally live and anybody has access to our conversation. 30 years ago, man, this was a phone call. It's
you know what? It was actually no, 30 years ago. 30 years
Wha-
ago,
Listen,
probably
the
about
internet.
1994, right?
Yeah, the internet speed back then was not going to keep up with this conversation
Ding,
at all.
ding,
At all.
ding. Actually, let's go instead of 30 years ago. Let's talk 28 years ago, right? More or less. So we're talking about 1996, 97, more or less.
Tough years. Hmm.
Well, that's when the internet really started gaining waves, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
and what I mean by that is, and I know this because that's when, I'm not sure if you remember this, but web TV.
I remember that. At
Okay,
least I
that was a
remember
little
that
box.
name.
That was a little box that you connected to your TV, and you were going to chat sites and chat rooms.
Oh God. AOL had that too. It
Right,
was
AOL started with that,
yeah.
and then web TV was just like a small little PC kind of, but all you could
Yeah.
do is just go into chat sites. And I remember I was in the army and I got one, and I had one of those.
No way.
And let me tell you something. So Leo Chung on our Instagram is put, actually this tech has been out there. It's it is just now that it's available to the masses. Yeah,
Right, right. Understandably, but that kind of goes to my point. Even though it's been out there, it wasn't accessible to us, at least not the masses, as you say. So sure, it's been there, but we weren't experiencing it, at least not until recently.
right.
So
And well, going back to what I was saying, and I remember we just used to type away, and there used to be talk. One of the chat rooms was Talk City, and you put in the city that you're in,
oh, really?
and you just start having conversations with people.
Oh
So
wow.
I mean, I look at it, and I try to compare it now with like the Facebooks and the Instagram types, but with no pictures, just chatting. That's
Well,
all it was.
that's what people are doing now. Like you should see some of the streaming. So when I sent you that message yesterday, man, I was browsing on Kick, and
I was asleep, bro.
yeah,
I
I
was
know, I know.
early.
I get it, man. You're
You
up
know what?
early.
I was charging batteries for today.
And you just have people that sit there and they just kind of like ramble on the microphone and they interact with the comment section that's floating by the side of their face, and it's like, wow. And they're just doing nothing, and possibly getting paid. That's the part that trips me up. Possibly getting paid.
Yeah,
And so that's 28 years ago. You bought a box. that you entered a city in, and you were all typing little messages and codes. And now we're doing this. And 28 years just doesn't seem like that long. But here we are.
Yeah, I mean, time flies and technology changed, but I think it's like Leo said on Instagram though. The tech has always been there.
But we
You
did
know,
not have access to it. We didn't. I
because I
remember
could
in
tell
the
you,
80s. Look, I remember in the 80s there were computer modems. You could go online in the 80s. Who the hell could afford that? Nobody. Nobody.
I mean,
It's just
I do remember in '96 when I was in the service, we did have a GPS. I mean, I remember I was like, a GPS, what the hell is that?
right. Right.
You
So
know,
you're out there uh doing the work for the country. They're gonna provide you that kind of stuff. Joe Schmo? No. In 96, I was a courier, if I'm not mistaken, and I was
I
still
know a
using
company
those.
you work
That's right.
for.
That's right.
I got you
That's
that
right.
job.
I forgot about that. Remember we were using the books.
Yes, I got you that
Those
job.
big maps, like, hey, it's on this page and there's the street corner and there's no turning in there. So we got to go around this way and plotting out our deliveries. Hell no. And that was just 20 years ago, basically. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, but here we are, man. And I guess we can be thankful that we're experiencing this, even though we're beginning to show our age. But it's damn good, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I'm
flexing it. I
missing
don't
my
give a
hat
damn.
today.
I, you know what? Flex those lines, man. Let the world see that forehead.
Go figure. Oh my god, dude, it's pretty bad. Right here. Oh shit. I need a hat. I need a hat. Good to
Oh
see you,
no.
Frank. All right, Leo. Um,
Now the Instagram doesn't pop up here on
no, it doesn't.
Okay. All
It
right.
does not.
Well, so Frank, this is the first official show of any kind that is going to end up on the Scatterbrain channel. So to anyone who
Well,
sees
what is
this,
this? Wow.
hello,
Why don't you had a hair back at Alliance? Oh my God, Leo, you know me from my Alliance days.
Alliance.
I did. Dude, I gotta see who Leo is. Oh shit. Now I got problems. I gotta see who Leo is now.
Careful, man. You don't end up getting another pair of feet on the show. That's the last thing we need.
I know, right? You know, it's crazy. Yeah, Leo, I did have hair at Alliance, man. I had my hair all the way down halfway down my back. That's
Oh,
for
those
sure.
the long-haired days of yours?
Those were long hair days. Those
Damn.
were the super long hair days.
I think I got a glimpse of that.
You might have. You might
S-
have.
Saw it for a little bit. Saw it for a little bit. So I'm excited about a lot of things here. Frank, the studio's been developing, and I'm doing it all for the Scatterbrain channel.
Hmm.
I haven't done anything on my own just yet, but that's the beauty of the channel. It's going to be basically whatever the hell it is I want it to be. Hence the point of being scatterbrained. Um, but I got some nice teleprompters coming. A little more lighting. And you're going to get some equipment here soon. So
Yeah.
long and no silver. Hi, Tinker. I'm not sure what she's referring to, though. Oh, oh, your hair.
Probably. Probably. Yeah. My hair. Definitely no silver then.
Nah, those are the good old days. Actually, the silver started showing up for me pretty early. I started getting it in like mid 20s.
No, bro. Not for me.
Yeah, I started early, but I'm flexing these grays now. Hell yeah.
For me, I want to
These are
say
war
that
wounds, all of them.
mine started. I want to say about maybe about 7 years ago is when it really started, more or less.
7 years ago, you're blessed. That's nice. It's a late start.
Very.
But Dan, in 7 years that it's consumed you. I mean, dude, your
Yeah.
face is as white as mine.
Tamari.
Say
Yep.
what?
Hold on. He's asking me, do I still talk Tamari? Oh, Leo, every now and then, but I need you to give me a little more insight on who you are because I'm looking at your profile and I don't remember who you are. I don't. I mean, this sounds really, really bad, but I'm sure it's.
Frank doesn't
I mean, shit,
remember
I met the
people.
Lions freaking
That's
12 years ago.
that's how important people are to him. He just
But yeah,
whatever.
Leo, I still talk to
Yeah,
Mari.
man. I think I've heard your name before.
And no
What a
me
jerk.
recuerdo. I don't remember Leo right now.
What?
And then I go to stalk his Instagram profile and there are
Like
a bunch of animals.
just straight up stock.
No, dude, I'm gonna call it just how it is. I'm stalking them, and I
That is
don't see
awesome.
anything. You know, I just see his dogs. You know, I don't. Hold on, cause ha ha. I got a glimpse of him.
Okay.
Ozzy. Yes, I got a glimpse of one of the pictures. Okay, there we go. Ozzy, I see a post here from March 24th. Coño. Dude, Ozzy, are you in Miami or are you in somewhere else? What's up, Vic? Instagram's hitting off today, dude.
Nice.
Yes, yes. You see how weird. Too bad we don't get the comments here in StreamYard. But I think we gotta change this around sometimes.
Ah,
You're in Orlando. Okay, 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 okay. Damn, dude. If I wish I would have known that, I was in Orlando not that long ago. I would have gone to see you. You gotta send me your number on the private chat, man, and we'll get together. We'll catch up. But dude, as far as Mari, Victor Losada. Sorry, bro. I have everybody joining now too. What the hell?
man.
What the hell's going on here?
It's a festival. It's a
You know
party.
what? I think I got enough people just
You
watching.
think so? You sure?
For sure, for sure. I
All
mean, my
right.
brother's not coming on. I sent him the message. I was hoping. I don't know where my sister's at. She was gonna come on, and she didn't come on. Damn it. My sister asked me what platform to watch on. I was like, dude, whatever platform you want.
Pick a platform.
Yeah, yeah. Pick a platform. Just come watch. Talk shit. You'll see. We'll see where we go.
That works.
But for you Florida people today,
Hey, man,
for
good.
those for those dads that have daughters in high school still.
Oh, my.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm starting already. Might as well, right? And you're scared what your daughter's gonna do after high school, but you have nothing to worry about. In the state of Florida, she cannot become a stripper. All right. DeSantis did it again.
Santa saves the day.
Dude, Victor, our topics today are just whatever people want to talk about. Ron DeSantis, or what's the other name I have for him?
What do you mean?
Ron Satan. There we go.
Oh, listen to
You
this
know,
guy,
for right
Ron de
now,
Satan.
dude, the
what,
guy fucking.
what a pansy.
But watch this. All right, so he signed the bill. I think it was either yesterday or today.
Mm-hmm.
He signed the bill where an 18-year-old girl cannot become a stripper, and all this is due to human trafficking, right? Because the state of Florida is high in human trafficking. But
Okay.
now I got a question.
Yeah.
Chaplains allow DeSantis chaplains allow in schools. Yeah, yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. But we
The
could hit that in a
chaplain's
minute.
allowed in school?
Yeah, Victor, you saying that chaplains are allowed in school that DeSantis lets them?
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to see on Instagram. But so I get it that we're human trafficking, but what happens if you end up with that 18-year-old girl that really, she needs money. She has to work. She can't get a job, and stripping is the only way that she could get a job, and she's and that's where to make money for her.
Stripping.
So, are
Hold on.
you going to
Are you
are
saying
you
that stripping is the only way she can get a job? Did you say that? Did you just say that?
no to make? Oh, I'm sorry, to make maybe some decent money, to make decent money. So Tinker
Listen here, dear. Either you become a stripper or there's no future for you at all,
run.
anywhere, ever.
Where do you want us to run away to, Tinker?
uh,
Uh,
run away. That sounds drastic. That sounds even worse, I think.
are you saying to? I think she's saying to run away from Florida.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, I mean,
You
if that's what you got to do, hey, I'm sure they tip well in Alabama or wherever the truckers are. They are going to get the ton girls. What's a ton girl?
I don't know. I think
We need some
she's having
elaboration.
problems typing.
I mean, are those
Uh,
the heavy hitters? No pun intended. Actually, yes, it was. Oh.
Leo or Ozzy on the other side put stripping isn't the only job. With these and 12-hour shifts. Yeah, but come on, dude. She she's gonna make more money becoming a stripper, especially if she's living on her own. Okay, there's no way in hell. I'm sorry. Even if you work a 12-hour shift at McDonald's, that you're gonna make at least 100 to 150 bucks or 200 bucks a night.
So,
And I'm sure she makes
Frank,
as a stripper, you make more than 200 bucks a night, especially if they're pow down bound.
Frank,
Yes, sir. I know
look,
I might lose this battle.
you have no daughters, do you?
Nope. I had two boys. That's it. No daughters.
I see. It is
No
clearly
daughters.
evident that you do not have daughters.
Now, don't get me
Um,
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm just
ooh, excuse
so
me.
my buddy Ozzy on the other side of Instagram goes, Alliance, bro, they take anybody,
Coño,
which is the job where I met this guy. Ay, que hijo de puta. But you are right, though. They do take anybody, though. You know what? I'm gonna do
so,
something. I'm gonna see if I'm able to do this and see if it doesn't like kill my bandwidth. If it does, then I will take it off
what are you trying to
so
do?
we could kind of. You'll see.
I'll see.
I'm trying to add. There we go. Can you guys see the comments? No, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So let's
Yeah,
see how
that's
we
actually
do
pretty good.
this.
Now, yeah, does that kill your bandwidth?
We'll find out. Can you hear that voice in the background?
No.
All right, because I could hear that fat fuck downstairs.
Coño.
If he hears me and I invited him to the show, I'm dead.
What happened to the nice Frank that started the show? The reinvented
Oops,
Frank.
sorry,
Se fue para la
I came on
mierda.
a podcast. I will make sure I edit that part out.
Frank has left the building. He just dipped. Absolutely
Dude,
gone.
okay, this guy's talking super loud. Imagine if I'm sleeping.
Who is?
The guy downstairs. I hear him through my microphone.
Oh, you're kidding. Coño. That's pretty loud if you can hear him like that. Oh my God. Kid show.
Oh no, just send him a message. Please talk to the Laura. I can hear you through my show.
Oh,
My
all
God.
right. Thanks already
Elon,
ruffling.
yeah, I know, bro. I know, Vic. So Victor
Ruffling the
brought up a
roommate
good thing.
feathers. Uh-huh.
DeSantis, right? DeSantis allows chaplains in schools.
Right.
What are your thoughts about that, Carlos?
So the question with the chaplain thing, and this is the part I don't think I got a straight answer is, are the chaplains allowed in all day or is it just outside of school hours? I don't think I heard whether if they're in there all day, that's wrong. And then you got to have rabbis and everybody else in there. But if it's outside of school hours, I don't see an issue.
Well,
Every
correct me
other
if I'm
religion,
wrong.
every other religion, I'm assuming would probably hop on that bandwagon. Uh, when they probably will. I don't know. You know how these things work, but after school, after hours issues, even though it's a public space, I mean, it's not official business hours, so I don't see a problem with it. And I guess the question is, why are they there? If it's just to set up prayer groups or so. I did hear about it, but I never did get the details as to why exactly were they going to be there. But I don't think I have an issue with it if they're going to be there outside of school hours.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing because I just looked this up and
Okay,
I I wanted to see how not just kind of see it better.
right.
And so, just reading off the top, this was done on April 18th, 2024.
Okay,
Governor DeSantis signs HB House Bill 931 and House Bill 1317. House
okay.
Bill 931 establishes a statewide school chaplain program, which authorizes school districts and charter schools to allow, excuse me, wow, to
It's too
allow
early,
volunteer
bro.
chaplains
We're
to
just
be on
getting
school
started,
campus.
Frank.
I know, right? All right, so let's start this one again.
Go ahead.
Governor DeSantis signed House Bill 931 and House Bill 1317. HB 931 establishes a statewide school chaplain program which authorizes school districts and charter schools to allow volunteer chaplains to be on school campuses and provide additional counseling support to students. So I'm gonna figure that the chaplains are allowed to be in schools, okay, when something tragic happens.
Okay.
Right, yeah, in schools as a mental health resource. Now, you mentioned something about rabbis and other
Other
things, right?
other other
And other
representatives of
religions.
other religions, right?
So now, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. The church has a problematic reputation. Okay, so Leo on the other side, or Ozzy, goes. The church has a problematic reputation regarding children. Just saying.
That's not. I mean, yes, obviously there's a history of it, but I mean, it's not like rampant. It's not like every Catholic church you go to or every Christian church you go to, there's like child issues. Um, and
Majority of time,
I think it's gotten a lot better since. Oye, tómate un café ayer.
I right, but I think we're looking at more at the Catholic religion does. Chaplains have a a denomination, right? Chaplains are not
They don't have a
don't
denomination,
right. They don't have a denomination.
but
That's exactly what
They're Christian
I'm saying.
based, I believe.
I don't know. I know that I've always seen chaplains
I've
around.
never heard of any other religion having chaplains, so I'm pretty sure it's a Christian based position. um, like anything else, Frank.
I think it's just for a belief. I mean, I'm not gonna go too heavy into religion because we all know what I
No,
think about religion. I'm not. I could honestly say I sit here that I don't really believe.
to each
Some
his
people
own.
like it, some people don't. In the army, there's a right,
There's chaplains in the army,
right. In the ar
and
the army had like an open
actually
religion type
that's
thing.
perfect. The army chaplains, all the ones you remember, what religion were they basically representing?
They weren't really representing a religion. It was more like just a belief. I think because if I remember correctly, and we're talking fucking
Did they
over.
ever use Bibles or some kind of holy scripture?
Victor, I think you might be able to answer that one more than I will, because I don't really. The only time that I went to any type of church in the military, all right, was during basic training just to get away from everything.
And
and I
that's
really
good.
didn't care.
Churches are good for that, man.
Yes, Victor, that they read a Bible.
Yeah.
I think Victor said yes, they
Yeah.
do.
So chaplains are Christian based, not necessarily specifically Catholic. Um, However, again, as long as they're not in the school system or in the schools during school hours promoting um,
Yes, they do
some
read
sort
them.
of religious theology or course during public school hours, fine. But afterwards, it's not an issue. And if they're there for crises, I don't see the harm in that. Obviously, those who want to see the chaplain will have the choice to. I don't think they're going to be ordered to go see the chaplain. And if other religions or other denominations want to follow suit, I'm sure they can just file some kind of motion or something with the courts now that DeSantis has allowed.
Satan. I'm sorry,
No.
Satan
DeSantis.
or the Satan.
Don't get it mixed up. Don't get it mixed up. Um, he now that he's allowed that, well then he's other representations are gonna have to um they're gonna have to get their fair share if they want it. So I don't know. I don't see the bad in it. I don't see the bad in it at all. At all. As long as it's kept outside of school hours.
Right. Well, I agree. So,
Cafecito. You need some of this coffee, bro. With that
bro, you
yoni
know what?
shit
No, dude. You know what? I realize that coffee
of the
is
devil.
the destroyer for me. I realized it that when I drink coffee, I mean, mind you, dude, I drink coffee in the morning. All right. So what did let's see what Victor said. I believe that knowing that our kids been at risk have been at risk, parents must be involved and monitor these chaplains. It just
Wow, man,
complicates
this
stuff further. Kids need to learn
he is
really
stuck on that
intense
whole
science
kid
and
thing.
not stay competitive.
He is stuck on
Yeah.
that kid thing with the chaplains.
No, I think you know
Um,
what. I think he believes eres cubano, tiene que tomar un café. Of course, bro.
thank you very
So I'm
much.
sorry. I had two people talk at the same time. So we had Victor that came up with. I believe that knowing that our kids have been at risk, parents must be involved and monitor these chaplains. I agree with that. And then Ozzy comes, it it just complicates stuff further. Kids need to learn really intense science and math to stay competitive. I believe religion doesn't
No one's
matter
arguing
what
that
it
though.
is, needs to stay out of school. I don't care what your belief is. I believe that religion needs to stay out of school. Religion is something that needs to be practiced at home and with your family, and you guys believe however you believe. There is no need for it to be in school or in the workplace or in any public setting unless you are part of that same group and you guys are out together. That's it. That is my thoughts of it and my beliefs of it.
So, what are your thoughts on football teams that kneel and pray after a game?
That's up to them.
So,
I'm not going to discriminate against it.
if the coach initiates this prayer, he's a representative of the school, and football games are technically during school hours, they're school business, and he asks that you join him in prayer. How do you feel?
You have a right to say no.
Sure, he's not going to
Like,
force
look,
the
I'll
team.
tell you this. I'll
He's
tell
not
you
going to
this.
force the team, but if you feel that way about religion in school, that would include classes, that would include school functions. Okay, so your son plays for the high school team. Coach calls prayer. Your son decides to join. Whatever. You're cool with the choice, but at the end of the day, he's committing a religious act during a school function. You're okay
Yeah,
with that?
Victor, you're right. Me jodió. Belief is personal and unique to the person. And you're right, Victor. Me jodió. You see, Carlos does this to me all the time, bro. Me jodió big time. But you know what? You're right. I still believe that it should not be in schools. That it's gonna get done. That it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Right.
Okay. But it's up to the individual. If they don't want to sit there and pray, they don't have to sit there and pray.
And that's
That's the
fine.
way
I mean,
I
there's
see.
no one has a gun to their head after a football game to pray. But since it's happening, I was just wondering, well, what are your thoughts on it? Because you just said no business at school at
I
all.
don't.
So I'm like, okay,
I.
well,
But that's my belief. That's my belief. I think it has no business in school. But you know what? You might turn around and say, yeah, you know what? It's okay, right?
all right.
Because
Well,
this
you know,
is
I've always
this,
been about equal representation. So, like, for example, if one denomination gets to do it, then they all should have their fair
they all
share.
should.
Yeah. So,
Look, it goes back to all right. So let's see, Ozzy. With all the things that threaten the workforce through automation, religion in school creates a friction point that takes the eye off the ball when it comes to resources to educate.
Coño, we've entered a whole new playing field with that one. uh read that one more time. Let me
Okay,
make
look,
sure I
you know what? I have an idea. Watch
I
what I'm going to do
absorb
here.
that one.
So I'm going to start posting the comments.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I'm able to.
That last comment looks like it's going to block the whole screen.
No, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in our comment section here. Make it easier here. I'm going to post it everywhere on Twitch, on everywhere. Ba
Oh,
ba
there
ba ba
we
ba ba
go.
ba ba.
All right. With all the things that threaten the workforce through automation, religion in school creates a friction point that takes the eye off the ball when it comes to resources to educate. If I might be able to ask, where is the. I'm trying to understand the connection on this comment between automation and religion. I mean, what's the connection there? Then I might be able to understand what who posted this? All I see is speaking it real.
That was Ozzy.
Leo.
Leo
Oh, it
Chung.
says Leo Chug. Okay. What Ozzy is trying to say. At this point, if we're worried about automation, then there's two things that occur. One, we're going to do less. And two, if we're doing less, then the resources might be more abundant because we aren't really using them anymore. So, where does religion come in this comment? But, um, I don't know. I think you're just mad, Frank, because it's another DeSantis move. And anything that man does turns you gray.
Look, bro, I think DeSantis is an idiot, in my opinion. I think that a lot of the
Lord,
stuff
what a
that he's
hater.
bro, call me what you want.
Haterade.
That's fine. You call me a hater, call me a
Uh,
dislike, call me an asshole.
I'm not
I
gonna
really
call
don't
you an
care.
asshole. You can hate the guy. It's your God given right.
But I think
I
it's
just can't
my
understand it. I think he's done great.
I don't I don't agree with how this guy goes about things.
What does that
All right.
mean?
I just look, we
What
go
does that
back
mean?
to let's take DeSantis into the concealed carry stuff.
Oh, the fact that like he kind of got rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay, go
How in
ahead.
the hell how in the hell is it now that you're giving guns, you're letting not that you're giving guns, you're letting anybody carry a gun without proper training?
All right. So I think you and I had this little chat once before, Frank. There was like what 20 states that do this,
Again, it's whether it's DeSantis or any other state that does it.
but
I
there's
stand very firm belief with those other 20 states that you cannot give people a concealed carry permit or let them just open carry or carry without a permit, without any goddamn training.
I
People need
mean,
training.
I understand your concern, and actually I don't disagree with you, but it has yet to be a major epidemic problem. And yes, we're going to hear about shootings every day, no matter what. Because I know that as soon as somebody passes that kind of law, and then the next shooting occurs, you're like, see, it was DeSantis. DeSantis did it. Like, no, that would have happened no matter what.
No,
I'm not saying
look.
you do that. I'm saying people in general tend to do that, and so I
I
think it's
could tell you
dishonest when
that
that happens. But it's
DeSantis is not the real.
DeSantis what? By the way, for
DeSantis
the
is
folks
not
who
the
are
reason why
watching, you
people
got to
go out and shoot.
understand that Frank is both participant and producer. So I always give him props for doing what he's doing. He's looking around like he's lost. He's not. He's connecting. He's looking at accounts, looking at people,
So
probably watching
Victor
porn.
says, "What problems have you seen on the Frank?" All right, Victor, you need to tell me what you mean by that one
What
because
problem
I
on the
don't get
Frank?
it.
Like literally on the Frank? Well, right off the bat, you missed the whole part where he realized his forehead was getting bigger. That's a problem on the Frank.
Thanks, Carlos. I'm trying to get a Joey sandwich back on. You know, yeah, I do look like around like I'm crazy, but I'm not. I promise.
Nah. Nah, he's making the show work. He's making the show work. So I always give him props.
It ain't easy being me. All right,
Oh.
so let's see.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see what
I don't
Ozzy
know, man.
comes
I'm
up
okay
with.
with that. I'm okay with that. Here's my thing. Have you been following any of the Stormy Daniels trial? You've been
Nope.
man, what a shit show. What
Yeah, I
well,
haven't followed. I mean, I think that. So let's see, Ozzy. If parents fight about who is the chaplain, then that time, effort, and money gets diverted to pacifying passions, then getting the books and teachers repair our kids' highly competitive future.
if parents fight about who is the chaplain, then that time, effort, and money gets diverted to pacifying passions. So
All right.
that kind of goes back to what I was saying before, though. As long as the rules do not allow for chaplain business to occur within school hours, then there would be no need for money and resources to be diverted to chaplain anything because the existence of the chaplain is outside of school hours. So as long as you keep it that way, I think again, I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. It's all about where.
All right. So the next question that came about was this one, the guns. Okay, no, actually this one here from Victor. Right. What problems have you seen on the issue of open carry? That's what Victor wanted to say earlier.
I haven't
It's
seen anything
not
new.
that I
Let me
haven't
just
seen problems
I'm
with it,
answering that, but go
Victor.
ahead. All right. My answer is
Okay,
there's nothing new. The problems that existed before open carry still exist.
absolutely. I have. It's not the problem with the open carry that I have, for to say or that there's going to be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I have with it is that you just gave firearms, or you just let anybody and their mother carry a firearm that does not even know how to properly handle a firearm.
All
That's
right. So
the
you're
problem.
focused on the training part of it, and I
Right.
get it.
I'm not focusing on, hey, you know what, this guy's carrying a gun, and now you know everyone's gonna be guns with guns drawn. No, you know what, I s- I still believe a lot more people had guns, and they probably carried guns that won't even be supposed to carry guns. Okay, before the law went into effect. Okay, probably
Mm-hmm.
people that did not even have training on guns either. All right, but what I'm saying is that the amount of people that broke the law, let's say, all right, are probably a lot fewer than now the people that are actually carrying more. You know what I'm saying? Because now the average person can carry. You could carry, I could carry, right? Let's say, and it's simple. Let's say you were carrying without a concealed weapons permit all the time, right? And I wasn't. But now that I no longer need a concealed weapons permit, I'm going to carry now, and I'm not going to break the law. You follow what I'm saying?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have more people carrying now, and still you have more people carrying that don't know how to handle firearms. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm more
you're
concerned about
concerned
the
about
training aspect.
liability and accidents happening, but again, now the populace can defend themselves at all times. And not everybody can afford training or might have access to it. I don't know how much training costs, but one thing's for sure. So you know the pros and cons. In this case, if you have open carry, it would make anyone think twice about attacking or doing something to someone because now everyone can carry. And so I think they look at the benefit of that outweighing training concerns. I assume also, partially, accidents have been happening even with training. Lolo here, even cops have issues, can't even shoot. They make mistakes, and they're the best trained people out there that are
Oh no,
carrying.
definitely. We've spoken about that last year or
So
2 years
I don't
ago.
know. Until I see it becomes like an insane epidemic where people are just like shooting their feet off all the time, and kids are blowing their heads off on like in mass quantities. It's business as usual. But again, you'll think twice about doing something because now you don't know who's carrying and who's ready to pop one if you try to do something stupid. So
I get
that's how
that,
I see it.
and I agree with you on that.
And I'm okay with DeSantis doing that then.
I'm not. And again, it just goes back to the the training aspect.
All right.
That's what I feel.
Understood.
Victor on
Understood.
Instagram is saying population control.
Ooh. Oh wow, that's that's dark. That's deep. That's almost tinfoil. But I mean, crazier things have happened, right? I'd say COVID was also population control. Uh, Plus it had some political calculations in there as well.
So let me guess. Besides it being the Chinese virus, it was a Democrat virus too, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, well, not so much the
Of course. Hold
Democrat
on, hold
virus.
on,
I
hold on,
think it
hold
was
on.
it was China
So
though.
so so let me guess. Let me guess.
China knew.
Biden had something to do with it too, right?
No, 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 no. He ain't that smart. He's not that smart. He's not smart enough to start a virus. He's smart enough to start fires, but not implement a virus at the right time. That was the Chinese, man. They knew. To me, I think partially, they were dealing with a man who was not letting them get away with the usual shenanigans, and they're like, "We got to get rid of him. He's gonna win again." So, bam. And now you've seen the reports. Without question, it came from a lab, and without question, it leaked. And I use the word leak in quotes. So I don't know, but the effect of releasing the virus was achieved. It caused chaos. It made him look bad, and now we're dealing with Uncle Pedophile. Oh, by the way, you remember that conversation we had about the diary, right? About his daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's verified.
Interesting.
That's your dog right there.
So Ozzy wants to know
Ozzy.
what
What does
is
the
which is Leo Chung.
he lost
What
the
does the
L now.
data
All I see
show
is
for
EO.
guns?
What does the data show for guns? Uh Ozzy, Frank and I talked about this I think last year, and we
I'm gonna
looked it
look
up.
for it.
We looked up the states. There was like Biden said not the head of the KKK, but a prominent member. He was. Hold on. We'll get all that in a minute. Um, Back to
The gun
I
data.
got oh yeah, there were like 20. I think Frank found 27 states, but there were like at least 20 that all have open carry. They A lot of them have very low crime rates, and there's no shooting epidemic of any kind in any of them. I'd like to compare the data between open carry states and states with strict gun control. and see.
That's gonna take me a little while to get to.
Nah, don't worry about that. We'll be here all
You
night
know
with you
what? I'm
staring
gonna
at
give you
like a bunch of
data for
screens.
Miami-Dade County. Hold on. Why do I not find Miami-Dade County?
Miami Dade's an anomaly though.
Why?
Like people don't even consider Miami part of Florida. It's like its own entity. Anyhow, so while he
So
looks that
in
up,
2022,
okay,
now I gotta understand this. Hold on. I'm trying to understand this chart here. 199. I don't understand what the 7.5 is.
you're gonna have to like, yeah, Frank. There's a lot of data. You got to look at measurements. What we did find though was that there were like 20 plus states that had open carry, and if you remember the states, none of them are like on the news for gun battles and ridiculous nonsense. They're all pretty conservative naturally, and the crime rate was nothing out of this world in any of them. They were not higher or lower than any other state. So,
Dude, I could tell you just in Florida in 2022, you're talking about 1,170 people. Okay, homicides by firearm discharge in a single year. Okay,
in where Miami,
in Florida,
in
Miami-Dade
Florida.
County was 200 people. That's in
If you really
2022.
think about it, Frank, if you look at that as a ratio between number of homicides and people in the state, I think you're talking about a fraction of a percent. It's low.
Yeah.
It's
No, I
low.
agree.
It's low. But listen, that doesn't minimize your concerns. I think even better than having open carry would be trained open carry, but I'm not against DeSantis doing that. And you know how everything is. It's a reaction. DeSantis is famous for going against the liberal grain. So while people are
So,
pushing gun control, he's like, all right, well, I'm going the other direction. I'm going to be like, bam, open carry, bitches. How you like that?
all right.
And
So,
that's how it is.
Ozzy, please show me here. Okay, because I heard the data shows a slight spike in gun deaths with lax gun laws, suicide being a leading cause. Okay, so suicide has, I think suicide has always been a leading cause of death because you have these, you have people that are not mentally sane.
That might be something that that supports your position. The mental health, and now if mental health also has access to the guns, then a stat like that could make sense. It would make sense where there are probably more suicides because you got more people with mental health issues now that have access to guns that are blowing their heads out. So I could understand that. That seems feasible. I don't have anything in front of me to prove it, but I could believe that. I can believe that. So I still don't think
Hey,
it's a bad thing. It does not appear to be a bad thing.
hey, Victor and Ozzy, jump over to either our Facebook or our YouTube page because in the next 5 minutes I'm gonna lose the Instagram stream and I'm gonna have to redo it
Oh
again
yeah, that's that
because
1 hour at
Instagram
a
only
time.
lets me go live for like an hour
Garbage.
at a time. So I'll have to do it again, and I want to continue having this conversation with you guys because the interaction is great. So if well, I guess Victor's saying good night. See you later. Victor's done for the night. All right,
Thank you for
Victor. Well,
stopping by,
hey,
Victor. Appreciate it,
thank you
man.
for stopping. Make sure you follow us on Facebook too, man. We're there and on YouTube and on Twitch and on the other platforms. It just makes it easier right now with us on StreamYard where we actually see it and I'm not going back and forth. But hey, thank you for coming on. Real good seeing you, and we'll catch up. By the way, dude, I work in Hollandale, man. Let's get together and have a drink because I know you kind of live in that Broward area. So let's see if we get together here soon. Thank you, brother.
Right, promoting his alcoholism.
I don't nah man. I think having a drink here and there is good, with the right people. I mean, look, Victor is an old army buddy of mine. I could tell you that. October 30th of 1996, we left to Fort Benning, Georgia. We had no idea who each other was. All right, Ozzy, see you later. I know, Victor, you're self-employed. You know,
Nice.
yeah, and Ozzy's
That's
not
cool, man. That's
self-employed,
awesome.
but hey, we'll get together soon, man. I should be
See,
in
it's
Orlando
this
soon enough.
technology that makes the world smaller and smaller.
Yeah, yeah. Ozzy, send me a private message with your number, and I'll get you. But Victor, let's get together. And have let's get together. I know you're up there in Broward, man. But yeah, what I was saying is we left to the army in 1996, October 30th, if I'm not mistaken. They're gone now. Bye. Peace out. See you later. You know, and that's how I met him.
Nice.
That's
That's
how I met
awesome.
Victor.
That's a good
And then
story, man. I'm glad they
Ozzy.
found you. Now, how did they? All right, so outside of us being wildly popular, how 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 did they land on the page like that? Like this almost seems like a coincidence, but not. Did I miss
No,
something?
because they follow the page. So since they follow the page, they get they get a notification saying, "Hey, StreamYard StreamYard went live." Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Speaking of real, went live,
and they see that and they
and
hop
they
on.
see it. Right,
Got it.
right.
Awesome.
You know.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, you need to take the Chiron down. We've been at Ron Desantis has done it again for almost 40
Oh, I'm
minutes.
sorry. I'm sorry, Ron DeSantis. You know
Again,
what happens, man? It's just
the
you kind
producer,
of
you get busy. I get it. I
yeah,
get it.
there we go.
Nice.
Let's follow.
Well,
Speaking of real,
there
you
you
know,
go. There you
and
go, man.
Twitch, Rumble. I don't even know where else we're on
Are
anymore,
we on
man.
Rumble now too?
Not right now. We're not on
Man,
Rumble.
we still gotta
We're
all
not
right.
on Rumble.
All right.
I forgot about Rumble, so I wasn't able
That's
to
fine,
get it
man.
going. I think we have
There's
to
so many options. It's scary. Like, and they all have their own benefits too. Like, and I told you some of these other ones like Kick, they pay. Twitch pays too. You have to have a certain number of subscribers. Um,
right. YouTube pays also, but you need to have like 1,000
you need to
subscribers
have
for
like a
YouTube.
thousand. Rumble does too, but I don't know what the criteria is there. But Rumble is a politically heavy um site, which is fine. I think our show would fit in perfectly in on that one. Because
Well,
YouTube is more. I feel that YouTube is like a lot of tutorials, which isn't bad. It's informative, but
hey, listen. When I have to figure out how to fix my car,
you go to
I go to
YouTube.
YouTube.
Exactly.
I go to YouTube. It's Google it, and it
Right.
takes you right into YouTube. You know
Right.
what?
But
I'm gonna promote the Scatterbrain channel right now. So
hey,
you know what we're gonna do? I think right now we're gonna take a short take, right? And this is Carlos. This is on the fly.
and show feet.
No, we're not showing feet. No, 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 no. Please, no. Wait, bro. No, thank you.
Man, it's a
But
good
I
thing
think,
I didn't open up the channel to that episode because that would have been a hell of a start for Scatterbrain. A bunch of feet.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
So why don't you give us a little preview of how your Scatterbrain channel works?
Well, so I have been sitting here for weeks mulling over what am I going to do with my own personal channel. Like I don't just want to sit here and play games. I don't just want to do tutorials and I'm one of those types where I can talk to you about anything, but that doesn't make me an expert at any one particular subject. So, after just days and days and days of trying to think about what to do with my channel, I just realized, man, my head is very scattered. I can't think of a particular topic. Then you start going back through your life and you're like, everything I've done has just been I've done plenty, but I've never mastered anything. So I'm like truly one of those jack of all trades. And so finally it just kind of hit me. I'm like, you know what? Just make your channel the same way then. I mean, there might be people out there who experience and think the way you do, where you just hop around because you're not good enough at just like really focusing on something long enough. And so I said, screw this. Everyone's got a channel, and everyone who has a channel, like you go to this person's channel, all their videos are about technology. You go to the next one, all their videos are about a certain team. And I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna just whatever the flavor of the week is, I'm gonna deal with it. And I'm not even gonna keep the formats. Like right now, it's you and me. So this is a podcast. Next week, I might just pop up a video with a teleprompter, and I'll discuss whatever headline or newsworthy story that I feel maybe some attention need to be brought to. I'll drop a video. Next time, I might get on and play Destiny 2. I don't know. So that's pretty much the essence of Scatterbrain. And I think starting it off with this show is perfect because this show in itself has become very scattered. We used to prep. We used to bring in a list of articles and stories, and even though it was kind of a rapid fire, we knew what we were about to deal with. And now for the last 3 or 4 episodes, we have just totally not given a shit. And ironically, it's worked out pretty fucking well.
Dude,
And
I
so
can tell you that we s- we started back up
we
2
started
months
about
ago.
like 2 months ago,
2 months
and
ago. The
I
first
told
show,
right,
we had our key points and our topics, and we ran with it.
right, and in
But
essence of the fact that you were busy, and I still had to deal with the little demon, we went from a bunch of stories to just two stories. And hold on, is my camera working?
what
It's
happened?
flashing. Is my camera working? It's like flashing yellow over here.
No, you're good.
Okay. Hold that thought. Well, I don't know. Okay, there we go. It's green. So we went from 2 stories, 15 minutes each, done. And then one day we were trying to mess around with technology, and that's how this new format was born. We were
Yeah,
trying to get like all our channels connected, and we started discovering stuff, and then your cousin showed up, and boom. So here we
that
are.
show ended up that show ended up 2 hours,
Yeah, 3. I think it was 3.
almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes.
3 hours, man. And so then we kept doing it, and it kept working. And I'm like, this is exactly what the channel is. It's this show right now. We're
It's
just
on the fly.
exactly,
It's on the fly. It's
exactly
literally we went from prepping all the time to just
showing up
saying
and
screw
talking.
it.
But now you see, this is what I was saying. Like you go to some of these other sites, and they actually have a tab for just that. People just literally, it's called just chatting. Rumble has it, Twitch has it, Kick has it. The only one I don't think that has it is YouTube. YouTube is just different, I guess. But all
YouTube's
these
very
other
different.
sites, all these other sites have these like just chatting buttons, and it's people just doing exactly what you and I are doing. And so, as I told you once before, I think there's just an audience for people who just like to enjoy listening to other people talk, which is why I always tell you audio is important. And so screw it. We'll just do that then. Fine by me. It works. It works. So
Absolutely.
that's the Scatterbrain channel, man. That's basically what it's going to be going forward. It could be anything. It just depends on the day of the week, what's on my mind, if I see something, now that I got this new teleprompter, I'll be probably posting some nice videos too, like some better quality videos. I'm gonna get that stuff set up here when the show's over, and that's basically it going forward, man. So to all of you who do see this, subscribe and please hit the like button.
We have a Twitch viewer.
Oh,
Could that be our Joy Sandwich?
has
Are
joy
you around?
has joy returned
Wait, I went into Twitter. Oops,
Twitter?
not Twitch.
You mean X?
I wonder if my message went through to Joe. But we have a view. No, Joy Sandwich is offline. But who's on?
Well,
Who's on
whoever's
our
on Twitch,
Twitch?
welcome to the show. By the way, on Twitch, I have a profile too called the Scattered One. Look me up, subscribe.
I got you
Um,
on there.
all right, cool. But I'm not broadcasting on there, so it's not technically on my channel. You feel me?
I feel you. I
I
feel
have to
you.
get all that stuff connected, and you and I are going to work that out.
Oh no, for sure. I guess there's nobody on Twitch. I don't know why it says we're on Twitch.
Don't matter.
Add
They'll
your
show up.
social links. Oh wow, okay. So
We are now in discovery mode.
here we go
Here we
again.
go again.
Same old shit again. Oh man, you know what? If
What
I
did you find
start
out?
doing nothing, I could add, like I could put Facebook with
on
Facebook
what? Like, what do you mean?
on Twitch,
Okay,
right? And I go
right.
ahead and I have to go into my Facebook profile. And I could
Okay.
add my Twitch on there, right? My Facebook channel on the Twitch.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. I
Okay.
did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
But where is you're not acting and speaking in a real podcast? Yes, I know that. See page. I
That's
see.
it's
I
crazy, and be,
shuffle. We
and
got
that's because you're the guest, you're the host. So
someone's on your Scatterbrain channel on your YouTube.
it was me. I was actually just checking out to see how it looked and sounded.
Oh man, you got me excited for one moment there. I saw like
Sorry.
5 people come up. I was like, what? What?
I
What?
admit it. I was just monitoring the situation, making sure that the audio was good and the picture quality was good. It was I. This is my first stream. I don't even know how it looks or sounds on the
So
other
you see,
end, you
I'm
know?
able to add the Facebook one. Okay, pretty cool. So I could probably add the YouTube channel too.
All right.
Bro, this is starting into
It's going to get
2 weeks
overwhelming,
ago.
man. I mean, I've created so many accounts. Now I'm like sitting here wondering, how the hell? Where the hell? And then that whole Streamlabs thing just threw another curveball because it's like, oh, I can do it all from here. Great.
Yeah, we have to look into that.
Yep.
We got to really look into that.
Like this was a real bad time in our lives to pick a new hobby. Like
absolutely. And the thing is that it's the time that we're on too. Cause fuck,
what
we're
can
like,
we do? There's nothing we can do.
I
But
know.
I mean, especially me. I can't I was sitting with my daughter doing homework for over an hour. And then the little one, she's a wild child. Like you try to control and she will fight. So it's like,
I hear you, brother.
oh man. He's a fighter. She's gonna be a strong-willed one in the future, which is fine. I don't want to break that spirit, but I'm dad, damn it.
Yes, sir.
But I look at I look at all the accounts. What I have been doing, I'll tell you this much, and this is why I sent you that message yesterday. I've been studying. Honestly, I just go, I view other streamers, I view what they're doing, I view how they're running their channels, and it just they're it's not I'm not knocking anyone. Every streamer, more power to them. But it's nothing special. It's really just people talking, and a lot of them are just talking to the chats. So it's
Yes.
like, okay, we can do that. Easy. And especially because it's you and me. So we maybe should do a little research and bring a topic or two. Like I get shooting the shit. Works. Um but bring in a couple subjects and then just
Oh no,
really
for
flesh
sure.
them out.
Well, I mean, like today we had Ron Desantis.
Right. I figured you would have been following the trial in New York, though, man. That's been the news all week. Oh, did you hear?
Dude,
They're
you
going to
know,
debate. They're going to
listen.
debate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who's that guy again that we're talking about? That's on trial.
Uh, President Trump. Haterade.
See, as a matter of fact, look, I can make it even worse. Watch this.
Oh, no.
Say that guy's
Was
name again.
uh, Joe Biden.
No, the other guy. The other guy.
You mean the one that actually has a functioning brain? Oh, yeah.
The guy
Yeah.
that was before him.
President Trump, yes.
See, what the good part is that I could loop it.
I feel the hate within you, and it is strong.
Absolutely. Dude, I'm trying to link. Okay, here it is. Account. See your account information. Looking for change your password. Download archive. No, I don't want to delete my account. Premium. Create.
Stomach's empty.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. Oh, but oh, here it is. Duh.
What happened?
Not. Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm trying to fix my Twitter handle and put it on the Twitch. There it is. Yay! All right, all right.
Have you ever checked out or done or any research on Twitter Spaces?
Have no idea what that is.
So they're like chat rooms. They're chat rooms on Twitter where people start a space and other people can join in. It's almost like what you and I are doing, but with a bunch of people. And there's no video though, at least not yet. So you can and you can probably run this through Twitter,
Hmm.
even though it would just be audio only. I'm telling you,
Well,
man.
I do run this through Twitter
You do?
or an audio only.
So interesting. How does that look?
Maybe I run this through Twitter right now. Look, right now we're on
I'm gonna
Twitter.
check it out.
The same as you seeing it right now. I can't. The
Let me
bandwidth is
see
not that
here.
big on mine. It's gonna kill it.
All right, so let me go to Speaking It
Thing is that the
Real.
following that I have through Twitter is not. We only have 49 followers on Twitter. We
Sure,
just
that's not
got in
bad.
there.
Speaking It Real. There's a Speaking It Real on here already. This
What do
isn't
you mean?
us. There's a Speaking It Real
Where?
on Twitter. It's not us.
Yeah, yeah. Because I had to
What
do.
did you
I
call
just
it?
speaking it real one.
Oh, you're
Speaking it real
kidding.
one.
There you are. All right. And so from what I see, no, we're not it's not just audio, man. I'm looking at it. We're live.
I know that's video.
No, okay, yeah. So this is different, but that's pretty crazy that we can stream on here too. Can I share this? Let me see. Copy link. How about if I go to paste it? Hey, now you're on my feed. Nice. So
Hmm.
now the scattered, now the show is on the scattered one. Awesome.
It's
There
crazy,
we
right?
go. That is crazy.
It's
That
crazy
is badass.
how that shit works.
Wow. Yeah, and the options are like almost limitless. We need to figure out which platforms would benefit us the most. And I don't even know where to begin. Um cuz we want exposure, but hell, a little money never hurt too. And
Oh hell no!
some of
Remember at the
these
start of this.
some of
Remember
these
remember when we first started this. We always said that our limits are endless. And I think that part of the stuff that we did was working.
right.
The problem is when we stopped.
Yes, you have to be religious with these things, and that wasn't easy during that stretch.
I mean, it's still not easy.
No, no, but
It's still not easy. I mean, like with me and work traveling and stuff like that. I mean, it was very difficult. I mean, could we have done one last week? Possibly, but it
right,
was it was very hard because number one, I'm on the laptop. I forgot my keyboard. I forgot my mouse. So it was going to be hard enough already to be in the hotel room on the laptop trying to maneuver everything. I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. You know, it wasn't gonna
right.
happen. At least here at
Understandable.
home, at least here at home, guess what?
Hmm.
Everything. Got a monitor here, monitor here, monitor here, and a monitor here.
Have you thought about like now that this is going to be more consistent? Have you thought about starting to mess around with some lighting and stuff in the back? Like you used to put up
Yeah.
blankets and screens and stuff, so I know it's crossed your mind before.
You know what it is? It's that in my current setup, I just don't have the room.
Yeah.
That's the
Understandable.
problem. Like before I had, I mean, when we first started, I was downstairs in the living room. I had a desk and I had like a rolling closet type cart where I put a board on it. It's funny enough, I still have the board. I have it in the backyard just sitting there, right? And I used to put a drape behind it, right? And maybe throw a flag on it or one or the other.
Right, right. I
And
remember the flag.
I still have the flag. I think I have it in my Jeep now though. And and I was able to do that, but everything was very close to me. It was a very close area.
Right, right.
So it was kind of like I had behind me, if I'm looking at it like this, right? Behind me, right here, was the board. I had the TV on the wall over here, right here. You know,
You had like you had like a various monitor setup, if I
I had
remember.
two. I had two monitors. Now I have one, two. I have three monitors and the laptop, so that's four.
Look at you. And all
I
this is being run with the laptop?
Yes,
Wow. That's a lot.
yes, yes.
Damn. Your monitor's like
Well, I have two monitors connected with an HDMI, and then the other one's connected with the VGA.
Okay.
And that's because the laptop won't let me connect more than two HDMIs.
Right, unless you buy some kind of switch.
I have it.
Right.
I have a portal,
Those HDMI
something
boxes.
similar to this,
Yeah, like a hub. Right.
right? I have a hub, but this isn't compared to my hub. My hub has two HDMI slots, has a VGA slot,
VGA. Wow.
and I have one, two, three, four, five USB ports.
That's a big hub.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this big. It's
Damn.
not. It's not really big. Kid you not.
That's a lot of plugs, though.
Okay, it is. It is. But
Nice.
but funny enough, it only allows me to run at least off the laptop, right? I cannot run both HDMI cables to that hub and the VGA cable. It doesn't let me. The
Oh.
laptops told me no. Because I'm sorry, no, I originally tried to do three. I'm sorry, I originally tried to do three HDMIs. The
Okay.
laptop told me no because the laptop has a connection for an HDMI also. So right
Gotcha.
now is I run an HDMI from the laptop, an HDMI to the hub, and the VGA to the hub.
Okay. Wow.
That's the way I'm running it right now.
Man. I mean, that's a lot. So, like, I'm kind of just keeping it simple between this huge monitor, is all I have. This one very big monitor.
But you're on a PC.
Right now, I'm on the Mac. If I ever decide to do game streaming, I'll be on the PC. Uh, but no, this is
Well,
the
okay.
Mac. Is
Let
the
me
Mac?
correct myself. You are on a Mac computer.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I
It's
got
not a
you. Yes,
laptop.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
No,
That's
it's a
what I meant.
computer. Right, right, right. And I get it though. And this thing has a ton of ports too, a lot
Mhm.
of ports. But I mean, yeah, you're kind of just bouncing around. So that's the thing now with Streamlabs. I mean, it's kind of like this though, where you can set up all the other information you want. Now, if you want to do what we're doing with, okay, let me start over. With Talk Studio, you can do the same thing you're doing here with Streamlabs. That's the one where I mean, it's a pain to set up. Like, it's not easy. I'm still figuring it out. But if you can set up the camera spaces and everything, then you can have the chats on the side. And I
I
mean,
think I just have to look at it better
it's an involved process, and you gotta create what they call scenes. And before you know it, you're like,
because it's not like a live studio. It's not like
um,
this.
it can be if you set it up. So like Talk Studio is like StreamYard, where it's all pretty much there for you, but it's just simple. With Streamlabs, the actual main Streamlabs part of it, you can really
Mhm.
get creative on how your screen looks. You can have like chats on the side here. You can have a donation button on another corner, tickers going up top. Like, you can set up a bunch of stuff. It takes time, but it can be done. And I'm like, not sure if I got the mental energy, but I've tried and I'm still trying. Um, if I set it up here though on this computer, it would just be for what we're doing because
Mhm.
I'm not playing games on the Mac. On the PC, however, that's a little more complicating, and I've seen 100 tutorials. I've got it working, but I'm like, is it working right? I have no idea. So still got a lot to learn. But that Talk Studio thing, that was legit. Like, oh, this is StreamYard right here, and then just a bunch of options. Like, I felt like I could do more with it, but I haven't tried it yet. Maybe next week I'll set up the stream and invite you, and see how it works. It's going to be sloppy, but whatever. And then if we can connect to,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could figure something good out.
yeah, we're going to have to test it. We're going to have to test it. But we've got a long way to go, man.
You know,
We've got a long way to go. What are you researching over there or
nothing. I actually
monitoring?
I was looking at something else that has nothing to do with this or what you were talking about. Nothing
Supposed
about.
to
I
be
had
focused on
my the ADD
show.
came into play.
Welcome to my channel, bro.
You know, either that or the workaholic in me came out.
Oh man, are you working now?
Dude, I
Well,
work all day,
I guess
bro.
I could look at houses now too while we talk. No,
You know,
not doing it. Not doing
you
it.
know, it's funny because you. Okay, they sent me the same thing twice. It's one of those where, especially like I work remote now, right? I work hybrid schedule
Okay.
where I'm in the office and I'm at home, and I had this conversation with my counterpart the other day, my supervisor, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I work really good at home," and da 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 da. Da. You know, some people don't work good at home in the office. I mean, don't work good at home, and some people work really good at home, and some just pretend that they work and they don't work when they're at home.
Yeah, depends on the time of day here, but yeah.
Right. But I could tell you that, like in my case, and this is a conversation that I had with her, I go, well, I could tell you that I work really good at the office. Hands down. I work good at the office. At home, I work good. I perform better at the office. The thing is that when I work at home, throughout the day, I put out the fires and I take care of other things. But at night, when I'm awake and I got nothing to do, I'm still on the computer working. Like I work more at home than what I do in the office. In the sense of I work more time,
Okay.
you know, because I get to the office at 8 o'clock and I leave at 5. But I get a lot done in those hours. As opposed that I probably at home I get the same amount work done, but in a longer stretch time. You're muted.
All right.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like we were talking about that. And it's just that's one of those things there that it's like, okay, well, you know, some people work differently at home. And for me, like right now, I'm wide awake. I could sit here and work and catch up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just one of those where I'm like, all right, pop, 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 pop.
I do
Because
some of my best real estate at night as well. That's when I start digging through lists for clients and checking out houses and see which ones they might like. I feel you. I feel you on that one. So, but we're talking now, so stop working.
okay, watch this. Work better at night or the day? Which one's easier for people? All
Topic of the
right.
day. Um, I'm gonna go with night. Any day of the week, I work better at night. I'm one of these like slow wakers, so yeah, day work for me has been hard, especially morning.
Oh, I hate the morning.
Yeah, I am not.
I cannot stand the mornings. To me, the
I
mornings are the worst days, are the worst times for me.
Same
I'll
here.
say, what
Same
the
here.
hell
I
happened in
can't
those
do
days?
it. I don't know how some people do it. I can't though. It's like it just takes a while for the engine to get warm before I can like really like get to functioning levels. But what do you got to do, man? You got to maximize time, especially when you're running a business. Or what time does your shift start? Like when? Because first of all, how far do you live from work?
About 45 minutes with no traffic.
Okay, so it takes you about an hour and 15 minutes to get to work. Because I'm
Mm, excuse
that's
me, sorry.
But
I couldn't mute it.
with traffic, you always add that extra 30, 45 minutes, and especially
Look, I could tell you that in the
down in
mornings,
Miami.
in the mornings, in the mornings, it doesn't take me as long.
Really?
In
So
the
you're up
mornings,
early
it takes
then.
me yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can't be doing shows till 4 in the morning, bro.
No, yeah. In the mornings, it takes me. I mean, I leave if I leave the house by like 6:15. By 7:05, I'm at the office. And what I do is I go to sleep. Excuse me, I got a sneezing attack. But I what I do is I go to sleep in the car till like 8 o'clock.
Oh, so you don't have to report in until 8, or you're literally clocked in sleeping in the car.
Yep, I'm clocked in
Wow.
sleeping in the car.
You've got a very, very lenient boss, I suppose. Either that or you've got clout because you've been there for too long. One or the other.
No, I mean I'm just we don't start to 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we don't start till 8 o'clock. Are you
Oh,
crazy for me to clock in
so good on you.
and
Hey,
sleep?
I don't
They'll
know.
kill me. We got rid of some guy because he was sleeping. The guy fell asleep on his desk. He was just like, I got nothing to do. Literally. He just went,
No,
he was
joda.
snoring up. He pitched up a storm.
Wow.
Lo and behold, he, he was no longer with the company a week later.
So, question, yeah, let me elaborate on that. If you are caught up, completely caught up at your job, like you really have nothing to do, and your type of job, from what I hear you say, seems like it's a lot of stay in your lane.
Uh huh.
So, so then what do you do if you're completely caught up and you really got nothing else to like really do because you're all caught up?
You help the other guy,
So then you okay. And how does that help look?
depending on what they need.
Hmm,
It could be, hey, you know, set up a pickup. Could be quote a customer. Could be invoice the customer. Could be an arrival notice.
I see it.
I hate that. I haven't seen one of those in a while. It could be anything.
Okay.
So it's one of those where you know, that's where you help out your guy, your partner. I mean, depending on what it is, you know, a post an invoice. But I'll tell you, in my 12 years of doing the part that I do now, I don't think I've ever had a time where I'm like, all right, I'm completely done. I have nothing to do. Okay, could it be? Oh, actually, yes. Yes. Sorry. 2 years ago when I started.
My man.
Two
It's
years
like
ago when I
it's like
started,
the Matrix. You got to see it.
you know, that was
And you
when
were
I
all caught up.
actually, yeah, because I started, I had nothing to do.
Ah, okay. So
You
then
know,
that brings me to my next question. Now that you say that, my brain will. Um, you said you had nothing to do because you started. So in your line of work, is it the type of job that kind of builds clientele over time, or does the company feed you and they just didn't yet because you were new?
what do you mean?
All right.
Elaborate on
So,
that
for
question.
example, like in real estate, right? You're running your own business, you don't have any clients. You might get some leads from team members. You work those leads, you try to get new ones. And as you progress, your business begins to expand. But you work for a company. And I heard you mention, what was the word you said last week? Accounts.
Hmm.
So, do they give you the accounts? Do you find the accounts? Do you earn the accounts?
No, they give us the account.
All right. So, because you were new, they just hadn't given you accounts yet.
Right.
And
I mean, each company has its own way of doing things, right? In the sense of, I mean, look, I do freight forwarding. Okay, so I import and I export cargo all over the world.
right.
All right. Some companies have an import department and an export department, and that's how they deal with it. You deal only with imports and you deal only with exports. It doesn't matter the account, right? Now, this company that I'm with now, they give you a certain account. Hey, you're gonna handle this account. Now, what's involved with handling that account? Import and export. So whatever they need, you do. You are their account rep,
Okay.
or you are their account operations guy. That's how that works. You know.
Right.
So, and that's actually, the company has the account. Okay, boom, here you go. And then if we have salespeople that work for us, they come around, they sell. Hey, look, you're gonna handle this account now. Like I handle about 4 or 5 different accounts,
Okay.
right? I handle 2 accounts that are constantly active,
All right.
just on a regular basis. I gotta work them, and then I have the other 3 accounts are one shipment a month, 2 shipments a month, something like that. Nothing too crazy, So that's how that works,
Okay.
But with other companies that I've worked for in the past has always been you're gonna handle imports or you're gonna handle exports, and it didn't matter what company because I handled exports up to a certain destination, right? Like I
Oh,
will have a
really?
region. I would handle exports for a certain region, and let's say Latin America,
Okay.
or actually, no, let me break that down. Let's say South America.
Got it. All right.
I might go ahead and move everything towards South America, or they might just give me, say, just Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. That whole line going down on the east side of South America. You know, so that's how that works. So
Right.
there's different ways to do it.
Okay.
You know, so it's
All
not too
right.
bad.
So now, though, because you've been there for how long?
2 years.
You've developed enough accounts and the work is pretty consistent. There's no break for you with regards to your work.
No, because the thing is that what happens? I deal with my customer,
Mm-hmm.
right? They have containers coming in,
Right.
and then there's also stuff that needs to be moved to their customer. So I get it from the port, goes to their customer, right? I move it to their customer through a trucking company, right? I have to get the invoice from the trucking company. Then once I have my invoice from the trucking company, I invoice them.
Okay.
And then there's also custom formalities. There's so much stuff in that works with all this on how it all works. And I'm just going, just giving pieces and pieces, But there's a lot more. It's a constant turnaround because
Hmm.
we're talking about this one customer has maybe I have right now open for them maybe about 30 to 40 shipments easy. That's speaking and that's throwing it low, you know.
Okay.
So it's not too bad.
And not to get personal, but you get paid by the hour or by the shipment?
No, I get paid a salary.
Salary. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
No, if it's by the shipment, I've never seen that. I'm not sure how good that will be. I mean, it will have to be if it's by the shipment and how much profit they make, one or the other. That's a totally different aspect
Right. It'd
altogether.
be commission based. So you would either try to make or create as many shipments as possible, or you'd be at the mercy of the company or at least the volume. Is it a heavy day? Is it a light day? Are we not shipping enough today? Is there a storm out there and we can't ship? Do all those things tend to happen? Hmm.
It does, but not a whole lot. It's very hard for a shipment not to go out. It really, weather does play a factor depending on where you're at. Like, I mean, the shipment here in Miami, there's not a lot of factors. Okay. Rain doesn't stop anything but delay an airplane. Okay. But eventually
Okay.
that airplane is going to leave.
Right. Right.
Might be delayed an hour, might be delayed 2 hours, might be delayed 3 hours. But a cargo flight's going to leave. Right, it's going to go. So at the end of the day, it's gone. Ocean wise, I've never seen much of a delay because of weather. Might delay because it's raining and you got to load, but most ports are open regular business hours anyways.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
not a
All
big
right.
difference.
Yeah, just wondering how you have to take things into account before you set up a shipment. Um, and trying to understand that gig, but cool. All right. All right. So don't fall asleep at work then, bro.
I know. I actually, I sleep when I get there when I'm there early. Then I go in at 8. Then my lunch, I go back to the car. I turn it on, turn on the AC, and
Knockout.
I knock out for like an hour, dude.
You set
I
up the
kid you
timer
not.
on your phone so it can blow up when you need to get back in. No? You just wake up on time?
I wake up on time.
Got that sixth sense. All right.
I actually know since I'm not dead asleep,
Uh,
I'm listening to the radio. And I know
okay.
that at 2 o'clock they change programs.
Gotcha.
So I guess I kind of hear it. It's like,
Oh,
ding.
gotta go.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You know,
Excuse me.
I think I closed our Instagram feed.
Déjalo. I'm gonna probably have to get going here soon anyway. Um, I gotta deal with the baby shortly and all that goodness.
Oh yeah. So you know what? I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah,
Speaking of
man.
which,
We're almost at 2 hours. We'll keep doing our homework with regards to these accounts. Um, I'm gonna finish setting up some stuff here and try to see how I can incorporate Scatterbrain into Speaking It Real and blast it out even more if we can. I mean, I don't think it would hurt if two channels was streaming the same show. I don't know
no,
how that would work. Um,
not at all.
Now,
It
I
doesn't
do know
matter.
this. I do know this. When it comes to the revenue on some of these sites, your dedicated login has to be with that site. So, for example, even though we can broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Kick, whatever, depending on the site. So, just for example, we'll say Kick. For Kick, for you to start like earning revenue on Kick, for example, even though you can broadcast to 7 other places, the login has to be with them. So they got to be like the main connection. And then all the other ones you're broadcasting through are just absorbing the feed. You understand?
We can figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
There's
just
a way
part of
around
what
it.
I've heard, but I'll be watching videos and I'll still keep learning
Linktree.
that stuff. Things like that. Hey, if they can all technically log us in, then sure, why not? See how that works. Ooh. So
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. The gas is running down here. I'm gonna take care of the baby and then mess around with a few things here and call it a night too. So good show.
Absolutely.
Good show.
Good show. We'll
Um
see you next week.
I with the stuff I got today, I have a box ready to start packing up the stuff you and I discussed. It's just a matter of let me know when you want to
Yeah. Well,
submit
we'll
and
chat with
then
that now.
I'll head out to the post
So,
office and take care of business, all right?
all righty. So, anyways, guys, thank you for you guys joining the show. Remember, always share the show, Remember, always listen to our show. Remember, you can follow us on all the podcast networks that there is. We're part of the majority of them. I don't even feel like going through them right now. But whether you agree with what we're speaking or whether you disagree with what we're speaking, the one thing you always can be sure of that we'll always be speaking it real. Catch you
Real.
guys next week.
Good night.
Speaking the Real Podcast. Vamos a mandarle ahí a Speaking of Real Podcast. Oye, ¿te enteraste del nuevo podcast? ¿Cuál es? De Speaking Real. Speaking is real, normal. Oye, mi inglés está malo, pero Speaking is real es lo mejor, mi hermano. Vengo descargando de antemano para que sepa. Si quieres un podcast bueno, mire, Speaking, que se respeta. Para que lo sepas, están duros y le meten. Speaking real, pana, no hay billete.
Thank you for watching. Speaking with You is brought to you by Clovercrest Media. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. See you next week.